I watched the Fran Duffy all 22 and just really honed in on Jalen Hurts. And here's what I saw. I saw a better quarterback in terms of poise in the pocket, awareness, pre-snap reads. You could see a couple plays when they did the pre-snap motion. You could see him pick up on the man coverage and which side the blitz was coming from. And even as he dropped back, you could already see that he sensed where the pressure was going to come from as the ball was being snapped. Back at it again. It's the Football Playbook with your boy RIC here on this Thursday, September 15th, part 13 edition. 13 shows now on this JAKIB Sports channel here. Beautiful day with you today here at the Jersey Shore, checking in, broadcasting around the universe. Oh, by the way, 226 days until the NFL draft. That's what we do over at the NFLDraftBible.com. Check us out. Our 21st year of coverage, now partnered with Sports Illustrated, of course, doing big things with the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl, Hub Football, scouting the nation, looking for talent. And we'll do a little bit of that today with my good friend Dan Vandernat, of course, the executive director at the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. Zach McPherson, by the way, your NFL Special Teams Player of the Week in the NFC. He was NFLPA Collegiate Bowl alumni. And we got a couple guys we want to highlight for you there today. Of course, Dane, 10 years with the then Oakland Raiders, director of pro personnel. And I'm going to ask him about this whole Howie Roseman sitting in on the game plan. You know, Howie Roseman, should we just call Howie Mr. Al Davis, the modern day Al Davis? Hey, he does it all. This Howie Roseman, he game plans, he schemes, he's doing chalk talk over there. He's teaching these coaches a thing or two, huh? We'll get into that because he played for, he cut his teeth in the business under Mr. Al Davis, God rest his soul. Of course, with Reggie McKenzie there, who actually was a member of the Hogs and, played a long time in the league. I'm going to ask him, was Reggie ever in on the game plan? Because at least he played the game. Al Davis was a coach in the AFL before the Raiders joined the NFL. At least I can pay attention to those. What, Howie Roseman, did you even play football, Howie? I mean, let's back up off these a little bit there. So we'll get into that with Dane Vandernat. Of course, Neil Stratton from InsideTheLeague.com, always with his finger on the pulse when it comes to the agent and scouting community. And we're going to have a conversation about Jalen Hurts and his agent representation and what is Nicole Lynn's track record or experience with long-term contract negotiations. We'll get into that with Neil Stratton a little bit later on in the show. We got some Eagles transactions, news and notes, some things I want to get to. But first, I want to start off today to let everybody know. Good morning, all my chat room people. Jeremiah, you're always up early with us, man. SMD, Daz, all you guys. Appreciate all the love in the chat room. And you're watching from the clouds, my man. Hey, God bless. 226 days till we get Will Anderson. Well, you're going to need a lot of draft equity for that one, trade up. But I know a lot of you are constantly monitoring or get excited about the NFL draft prospects when we talk about quarterbacks. I got news for you. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be in the market for a future franchise quarterback. And here's why. I'm here to tell you on this Thursday, September 15th, 2022, that enjoy the ride. I took the magic carpet out today. Enjoy the ride because you are witnessing the maturation of Jalen Hurts, the one Jalen Hurts. I saw a lot to like, and I haven't done a complete deep dive with the all 22, but I will tell you this. I've done a deep dive on Jalen, and shout out to our good friend Brian Baldinger, who on the NFL YouTube channel did a great breakdown on Hurts. JT O'Sullivan, great all 22 breakdown. We went back and watched that with them. I watched the Fran Duffy all 22 and just really honed in on Jalen Hurts. And here's what I saw. I saw a better quarterback in terms of poise in the pocket, awareness, pre-snap reads. You could see a couple plays when they did the pre-snap motion. You could see him pick up on the man coverage and which side the blitz was coming from. And even as he dropped back, you could already see that he sensed where the pressure was going to come from as the ball was being snapped. He sensed the awareness, even on his blind side. The mental clock has sped up, and I'll get to more than that in a second. The mental clock has sped up. Not only that, you say, hey, Rick, well, it's only one game. Let's not get too excited. But did you see the dime he dropped? I think it was a 2nd and 2 from their own 40. He drops a dime to A.J. Brown almost 40 yards in the air. Now, granted, it was a rainbow, but it was one-on-one coverage. He dropped it right in the breadbasket downfield. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I watched every single snap of every single Eagles game last year, but I did in week 1, and I do know I watched a lot of Jalen Hurts coming out of college. You know what one of the biggest knocks was? Not only accuracy, but can he throw the deep ball? Are you kidding? He can throw the deep ball. Now, does he have the lasers? Does he have the cannon gun rocket arm? No, but he doesn't need it to succeed in this offense. And he knows when to take his shots. Like that dime downfield to A.J. Brown, he knew it was one-on-one coverage. He said, let me throw it up, give my guy a shot. A.J. Brown comes down with it. 9 times out of 10, A.J. Brown's going to do what A.J. Brown does. So the other good thing I saw was even if they, you hear the phrase, oh, he threw him open. Well, even if the receiver was open, the timing, the touch, the ball placement was key. I saw a lot of plays where he led the receiver so that they can continue to gain positive yardage after the catch. Did it a bunch with A.J. Brown, saw it with Dallas Goedert on a play. And that's a big deal because finding the open person is big, but being able to lead the open receiver to gain additional yards after the catch is critical. And that's the difference. That's the little things that win ball games. Now, yeah, you're right. Somebody in the chat said, hey, getting hit 20 times a game, that's risque. That's risque business. If the Eagles are going to be playing in the Super Bowl, that's 20 games, 17, that's 400 hits. He won't make it to the Super Bowl if that's how it is. And we'll have confirmed, by the way, tomorrow, Coach John DeFilippo making a cameo on a Football Friday. I was talking to him a little bit offline. Is that sustainable football? Coach Flip is going to come back tomorrow, break it down, chop it up, tell you what he thinks. Oh, by the way, we'll have our good friend Eric Edholm, so it'll be a Football Friday extravaganza bonanza. We're looking forward to tomorrow's show. But for today, I want to talk more about Jalen Hurts because if you saw my Twitter promo online today, I said I have hard, concrete evidence that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback. How do you determine that, Rick? Well, it's a lot of variables, right? But here's one stat. I'm not a big stat guy. Shout out to Tim McManus for digging this up, by the way, over there at ESPN. 2.55 seconds. 2.55 seconds. That was the average time that it took for Jalen Hurts to get rid of the ball in week 1. Now, small body of work. You can argue, and I saw this a lot too, he really had no time to throw on certain plays. So as soon as he dropped back, and Aiden Hutchinson, he didn't show up on the stat sheet, but Aiden Hutchinson was back there now. But kudos to Hurts for, again, feeling the pressure, stepping up in the pocket, making big plays with his feet when he had to. Oh, by the way, that Rodrigo hip toss on Jason Kelce that's gone viral now. Kelce came out and addressed it and said, hey, that was impressive. We got to clean some things up, especially on the blitz packages. Jalen Hurts was under duress. In fact, nobody got blitzed more in week 1 than Jalen Hurts other than Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes 21 times, Jalen Hurts 15 times. My point is, all he did was improvise and make plays. Now, why do you say 2.55 seconds is such a big deal? It's a big deal because last year, Jalen Hurts took 3.12 seconds to get rid of the ball. Dead last in the NFL among starting quarterbacks. So even if you say, well, hey, Rick, he was under duress, he didn't have much time, I don't care. That's almost a 0.6 second differential. You know how much time in the NFL, especially in the pocket, a half a second is? It's the difference between death and survival. A whole half a second in the pocket difference or getting rid of the ball, that's the difference between life and death in the NFL. So say what you want. It's a small sample size, but when you start stacking the chips and putting it all together, it's called progress. That's what we want to see. Progression. It's right there in front of your eyes. If you don't want to choose to see it or believe it, that's on you. It's right there in front of your face. We are witnessing the maturation of Jalen Hurts right in front of your face. It's going down. Now, some other things that I liked. Again, I want to emphasize from 3.12 down to 2.55. That is significant improvement. I don't care how much under pressure he was. That is called significant improvement. Under duress, 15 blitzes, 0 turnovers. That's big. 1 sack. That's big. We talk about how great Patrick Mahomes is against pressure. Give Jalen Hurts some props. Give Jalen Hurts his due. What's funny, though, right? I don't want to gas him up too much. What's funny is when I watch Jalen in the pocket as a traditional drop back quarterback, watching his 3-step, 5-step drops, rarely do we get a 7-step. And if it is, the mechanics are hideous. Ironically enough, that's where Jalen Hurts looks the most uncomfortable, is a traditional drop back passer. Because Jalen's an improviser. That's what he does best. The Eagles season is going to ride or die with that style of play. Week 1 is an indicator of what's to come. And you expect them to clean up the pass coverage. But it's going to be an indicator. Now, again, 17 rushes, 20 hits, taking helmet-to-helmet hits from Tracy Walker. It's only a matter of time before that catches up with you. Go ask our good friend Carson Wentz, right? So, some things to clean up. The mechanics, I mean, you know, I'll be curious to pick Coach Flip's brain on this tomorrow. Like the 3-step, 5-step drops are so small. Usually you like to see more spacing in his drop backs, but he's so used to scrambling and improvising and moving around. It's almost like he's uncomfortable being a traditional drop back passer. So I don't want to make him that because he feels good moving around, creating plays, extending plays. And now as you're witnessing, getting rid of the ball much faster, which is going to really, really, work wonders, I think. And we talk about he got off to the worst start of his game, of his career in this game, 0 for 5. I think he had another 4 or 5 passes that he threw out of bounds where he avoided the sack. So take away the rough start, kick the rust off the tires, take away those 4 or 5 bad throws. Suddenly that That 18 for 32 is more like 18 for 24. Jalen Hurts played a heck of a ball game, guys. If anybody tells you otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what they're watching. Jalen Hurts is good, man. And not only that, you want another stat? I got him for you. The first quarterback in NFL history. Whoa. First quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4,000 and run for 1,000 through his first 20 games. Pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. 4,000 passing, 1,000 rushing in his first 20 games. The only quarterback in NFL history. You can make an argument today, Jalen Hurts, maybe the most dangerous dual threat running back in the NFL. Because I think right now he might be a better passer than Lamar Jackson. You want to call Patrick Mahomes dual threat? He can hurt you. He can hurt you. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is necessarily looking to run. Jalen is looking to run when he gets that opportunity. He is. So I think Jalen is a dual threat. I think Lamar Jackson's a dual threat. You could state a case. Jalen Hurts is the most dangerous dual threat passer in the NFL right now. So show me the money, Jalen. We'll talk more about that later on the show with Neil Stratton and what can be anticipated, since Howie has a track record now of, signing a guy to a long-term deal earlier rather than later and getting a little bit of a discount. Go see Jordan Mailata. However, quarterback, a different nature of the beast. Different nature of the beast, because if you guarantee money on the quarterback, somebody else has got to go. Probably various others are going to have to go. So, not only that, do you really think 3 years into the Nick Sirianni regime that they're really going to blow it up on a rookie quarterback? Do you really believe that? That year one, they go to the playoffs. If they don't go to the playoffs this year with Dak Prescott being out for half the season, then what are we really talking about? They're going to go to the playoffs this year. Do you think, especially if they make a deep run, they're just going to blow it all up because they don't want to pay Jalen and go draft a rookie quarterback? I don't think so. I just don't think so. And for all the kudos and praise that we give Bryce Young and CJ Stroud and Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, if I got to go win a game tomorrow, Jalen Hurts is battle tested. I know what I'm getting. We talked about yesterday. There's a price to be paid for competent quarterback play. And so I went and said, hey, what are the other alternatives? I don't think the Eagles draft a rookie quarterback. I don't. So what are the other alternatives? Gardner Minshew on a 1-year deal? Unlikely he'll be back. So who are some of those quarterbacks hitting the free agency market? You want to roll the dice on Baker Mayfield? He'll be available. How about his compadre there in Carolina? You want Sam Darnold? You want the Carolina's scraps, leftovers? You want to choose Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold? I got news for you. Carolina Panthers will be looking for a new quarterback next year. You want their leftover trash? Jimmy Garoppolo? Restructured 1-year deal. He'll be available. I got news for you. Probably got to pay Jimmy G just as much as Jalen Hurts. You really want to do that? Who's the next best available after that? Daniel Jones? You want to get on the Daniel Jones experiment? You want to bring Teddy Bridgewater in here? How about Jacoby Brissett? Because those are the cream of the crop free agents, if that's what you're looking to do. If you're trying to upgrade the quarterback, I don't know if you're going to find it in free agency. Those are the best available quarterbacks come March in terms of veterans. You want to go to war with one of those guys? Baker Mayfield will never cut it in this city. Never. Philadelphia will gobble up Baker Mayfield, chew him up and spit him out within one season. He'll be out of here. He'll be one and done if they brought in Baker Mayfield. He ain't cutting it here. No way. This guy's full of excuses. Jalen Hurts, cool as a cucumber. That's my quarterback. Jalen, you watching, bro? That's my quarterback. I'm just saying. Stop denying what we're all witnessing. The maturation of Jalen Hurts. How many years we're going to develop Jalen? This is his second year as a starter. And we're already seeing progress in week 1. The blonde boy. Come on, son. Do you want a Daniel Jones experiment? He's going on year 4. I put on New York Sports Talk Radio. The talking heads are saying, oh, well, we're still trying to figure out, like, this could be our franchise quarterback. Really? After 40 starts, did you see? How about this? Jalen Hurts won that game for the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. Did he not? Did he not? Yes, he did. I've watched every single start of Daniel Jones' career, unfortunately. I never saw one game the New York Football Giants won because of Daniel Jones. 4 years in the making. This guy's never put his team on the back and won a game single-handedly. Never. Saquon Barkley won that game for them the other day. The kicker for Tennessee won that game for the Giants the other day. Jalen Hurts won the game for his team on Sunday. That's what quarterbacks do. That's what good quarterbacks do. You got a good one in Jalen Hurts. Okay, so I wanted to get that off my chest here today. We got Dane Vandernack coming up in just a little while. We'll get into, some of the Howie Roseman shenanigans. Oh, by the way, Coyote Owiska. Coyote. I always butcher his name, even coming out of Buffalo. Eagles lose him to the Detroit Lions off of the practice squad. Listen, he's got, inside outside versatility. We saw the Lions were down to like their third string guard. Both Big V, Tommy Kramer injured. Logan Stenberg was in there. So they signed Coyote off the practice squad. He only appeared in 43 snaps during week 17 last season. So he never really got on the field for Philly. And it's hard to blame Coyote because when you sign somebody off of another team's practice squad onto your 53-man roster, you've got to keep him active for at least 4 weeks or pay him for being on the active roster for 4 weeks. So Coyote gets a big raise. Instead of making $11,500 on the practice squad in Philadelphia, he'll be guaranteed at least $39,000 a week on the active roster for the Lions. So in 4 weeks, he'll make $160,000. Hey, not bad. I do the same thing. Couple other news and notes. We mentioned the Rodrigo hip toss on Jason Kelce. One last note from the Lions game. That was the first time, believe it or not, since 2017 that they actually had to sell standing room only tickets for a non-Thanksgiving game. So they're saying this was the Lions Super Bowl, right? They were all gassed up off of the Hard Knocks, sold out for the first time in however many years. Like, hey, the Eagles, they got punched in the mouth and they took it. Let's see how the Commanders do this week. I think the Commanders are with the Lions. I think the Lions are going to win that game. How about that? And then, listen, one other point I wanted to make, and we'll talk more with Dan Vandernack coming up after the break about Zach McPherson, his special team savvy. How about Brenton Covey? How about Brenton Covey with the big play? Really, really went overlooked, and shout out to Dave Zangaro for posting the clip. Little details of the game that sometimes you miss in passing. On a fair catch, Zach Pascal basically bumped right into Covey as he was fielding the punt, And Covey handled it like a pro. And special teams coach Michael Clay called him, he said it's like having a veteran back there with rare composure. So Britton Covey, I think, is going to be earning that 53-man roster spot. Both he and Noah Togiai got elevated from the practice squad last week. Neither one is currently on the 53-man roster, but I have a feeling Covey is going to be the guy. And granted, he had one punt return for 11 yards, another one for 2. But to me, special teams is such an important element of the game. That fair catch could have been the difference between a win or a loss. So shout out to Britton Covey. I don't think he got enough love for his play. All right. By the way, Jalen Hurts accounted for 77% of the Eagles' offense. That's the kind of void you'd be trying to have to replace should you look in another direction. So, hey, we're just getting started here on the Football Playbook, Part 13 edition here on this Thursday, September 15th. Ric Serritella here at the Jersey Shore. We're broadcasting around the universe on the JAKIB Sports channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, get all the show notifications, and, of course, like the show, hook your boy up. We got a lot more underway. Right after this, I'm going to ask Dane Vandernat, who worked under Al Davis, who worked under Reggie McKenzie as the director of pro personnel for 10 years with the Oakland Raiders. Was Reggie in those game plan meetings? How common or uncommon is that? We're going to ask Dane Vandernat right after the break, brought to you by Ocean Casino and Resorts.